Red FM.
Well, I knew that we had a young squad who were very determined and were working very hard, but I suppose at the beginning of the league we were favourites to be relegated, so I suppose it's a nice pleasant surprise to find ourselves at the other end of the table, and now that we're there, we'll give it everything we can in the league final on Sunday.
Like I said, 6 wins, but 4 of them came away from home, including wins in Tralee and Omagh. How pleasing is that?
That's very pleasing, because obviously Kerry and Tyrone, the two teams involved, have set the standard for recent years at All-Ireland level. Now, the only thing we'd have to qualify that, of course, with is the fact that both Kerry and Tyrone were missing regulars. But at the end of the day, they're still quality teams, and we were glad to edge them out. I mean, the win against Kerry, I suppose we hadn't done it on away territory for a good number of years, so it was very pleasing. And then to go up to Tyrone early in our second game and to hold on there for a narrow victory as well was pleasing. And I think that the Kerry game in particular, it came, itself and the Derry game came immediately after we lost to Dublin, a game in which we should have won, really, because we had 18 wides compared to their 3. So it was good to pick it up. And as you say there, the wins away from home are particularly gratifying, because it was a very competitive Division 1 this year, and there was nothing given easy, and it certainly was a great platform, if you like, for going into championship, and there was nothing easy in it, and we were delighted to be in the final.
Yeah, John, like you said, there are 18 wides, and there's been a lot talked about Mayo's kind of being wasteful in front of goal. Do you think that's fair?
Well, you see, the situation we are in Mayo is that this present team, as has every other team, are judged on 60 years of history. Like, I mean, for instance, you mentioned there about that Mayo have been wasteful. It's always cast up, if you like, that for instance this present team has lost 4 All-Irelands, but they haven't lost. In fact, 6 or 7 of the players on Sunday will have played in 1 All-Ireland, and they will have won it again in an under-21 All-Ireland, ironically against Cork in 2006. So to burden each Mayo team that goes out with everything that happened for 60 years, I think, is a little bit unfair, and certainly it's something that the lads themselves won't be conscious of. Now, having said all of that, obviously Cork are the team that have been blazing the trail in the last 18 months. I mean, they really blew Monaghan out of the water in the Division 2 final last year. The only game they lost last year was the All-Ireland final, and really they are the team, if you were looking at championship form at the moment, they would be the team that you would pick out if some team was going to take over from the likes of Kerry or Tyrone.
Yeah, like you said, Cork in the final on Sunday, John. You beat them well 2 weeks ago in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Cork weren't at full strength. You'll be expecting a tougher test this weekend.
Yes, I mean, fellas, players like Paul Kerrigan and Paddy Kelly and Michael Shields and all of those, just to name a few, and that weren't involved on Sunday week. So, Cork did what I expected them to do. They wanted to give some lads that they were bringing back, like Graham Canty, a run out, Alan Quirk. So I'd expect a lot of changes on the Cork team for next Sunday, because Cork particularly have a real assembly line, if you like, of underage stars coming through at the moment. So they could put out any player, any one of 3 teams, and would certainly be favourites to win the National League. We're conscious of that. We give them full and due respect, but we'd be hoping to increase our intensity from last Sunday week as well, and see where that takes us.
John, I was at the match in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and Aidan O'Shea did very well at full forward. Will you look to target the Cork full backline again?
Well, I think the situation and the story of this league really is that different guys on different days have come to the forefront. I think what I would like to develop in this, and what we're trying to develop, is a situation where we, it's not about individual stars. Obviously individuals within a team setup, but the key is the team ethic and the working for each other. And I think that has been epitomised in our in our games up to now, and I would hope that would continue. Obviously Aidan O'Shea is a special talent, but maybe it'll come from somebody else the next day. Who knows?
Red FM.